Yes, Rajesh, your screen is visible, but just hold on for 1 minute.
Okay,
Okay, we can start.
perfect. Thank you. All right. So thanks Manju and thanks Navneet for joining the session and people who are going to join. So today we are going to discuss about it's a special topic. So far we are discussing more on focusing big data, cloud and everything, right? So today we are going to additionally talk more on the latest technologies. Of course, yes, artificial intelligence, wherever we go, it's becoming a big demand in the market. Of course, there are like a lot of services are there, as people we see like generative AI and all those stuffs. Before moving on, let me introduce about myself. I'm Rajesh, working as a senior technical lead in EPAM systems. Close to 13 years of IT experience I do have. So I do handle a couple of things like big data, cloud. I'm more focused on cloud services, especially on AWS. And now slowly I'm just learning a couple of things from AI space as well. So one good thing about here is, I additionally, apart from my full-time training, work, I do take corporate trainings. I do take a couple of workshops, seminars for colleges and schools as well in local cities. So that's all about me. Before moving on to that, so this topic is very important and also like a booming thing. So that's what, please pay more attention to this. So let's quickly jump into that without wasting time. All right. Today, the agenda is very simple, guys. Okay, so how to create conversational chatbots using Amazon Lex. So as you know, Amazon is one of the cloud provider as along with Azure and GCP, right? Amazon provides a lot of services as with front of developer tools, or being it like for DevOps, or being it for any kind of things. For that, similarly, for AI space as well, there are like a lot of AWS services are being called off. So one of the important service that we are going to talk today about is Amazon Lex. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide where you can see like couple of AI services in AWS, right? If you see this table where we have like mentioned like Amazon Lex, Amazon Poly, Transcribe, Textract, Recognition, Health Lake, Comprehend. I know many people are not aware of all these AI services in AWS as of now. It's very you know nowadays the services are becoming very incrementally populated in AWS management console as we recognize the importance of AI in the market. So these services, as I say, Lex, Poly, Transcribe, just for maybe in a span of 6 months, these services have been pulled into. Okay, so today we are going to concentrate on Lex. So Lex is used for creating conversational chatbots. Poly, it's for use text to speech conversion. Whenever you have any text you want to convert it to a speech as a conversation, Poly we can use. Even I will also show you in AWS management console as well, along with driving through this PPT. Transcribe, speech to text, vice versa of Poly. Text track, obviously if you have a document, a kind of text or CSV or PDF, you can still able to extract the contents present in the document using text track. Recognition, it's a model beautifully designed in AWS where it used to recognize the face patterns, like whether we can do a face detection or face comparison. So such kind of things that you can be able to do using AWS recognition. Health lake, yes, of course, for doing any kind of analyzing on healthcare predictions. Let's say like when there is a demand in the healthcare situations, when there is a patient visiting in hospitals, when there is a treatment is recognized as important thing for a particular patient, right? So such kind of use cases are really helpful and can be leveraged using Amazon Health Lake. And of course, comprehend, analyze unstructured text information. If you have any unstructured information there, right, you can still able to analyze it using comprehend. Apart from this, there are a lot of AI services are still there. Recently, right, Amazon Q. So it's as like ChatGPT, OpenAI ChatGPT, right? So Q is one of the important service. It generates generative AI content. As like along with Q, there is one more service called Amazon Bedrock. Bedrock is also fully integrated with FM's foundation models. Like they integrate with couple of third-party services. Like they take the model from Facebook or they take the model from WhatsApp and they integrate it and then do generate the generative AI content. Okay. Now today, what we are going to do, we are simply going to create a chatbot. That is something we call them as conversational chatbot powered by AI. Okay, before moving into that, let me also tell about like something like NLP. So NLP is one of the branch of AI, right? So as we know, there are like a lot of branches available in AI, like being it like deep learning, machine learning, right? Neural networks, similar to that. NLP is one model where you want to, it is fundamentally used for developing such kind of important algorithms and models. Basically, see, AI is nothing but it just mimic the human behavior for the systems. Like if you have a machine, if you have a computer, if you have a it just simply the machine needs to understand as like human behavior and generates the content or the required responses. So for that, chatbot is one of the primary application where we can develop using AI with the help of NLP, right? So NLP is a big picture here where we don't want to create such kind of algorithm or model here using Amazon Lex. Lex has all the inbuilt capabilities where we want to define couple of things. Let me move on to the next one. So these are some of the real-time chatbots which are exclusively used in different industries, being it like customer service or marketing or e-commerce. Let's say one beautiful example I would like to say, IRCTC, right? IRCTC application where you can able to see like Ask Disha, right? So maybe let me go on. So let's see like some of the real-time applications where along with whatever we are seeing actually today. So if we click here, this is one of the personalized assistant where you don't want to log into an account of IRCTC or do something like that. Let's say if you want to do something like if you want to check for the refund status, this is one of the chatbot application in real time where IRCT is provided, right? So if you see here, right? So let's say if you want to check for the cancel ticket, you just simply select those respective buttons and you can able to get all the relevant information. So basically chatbot is something like it just like human interaction where you type something and you get the response as an automated way. So basically what this helps us, like you don't want to wait for someone to assist you, so that the response which is being taken by you is very less. So that is the most important thing that any customer is expected. See, you don't want to wait for a long hours, or you don't want to wait for 1 or 2 days to get an email as a response, right? So simply you go to a chatbot, simple, you type your respective queries and then you get the response automated. So how these information, let's say like you see here, right, all the couple of options like book ticket, refund status, PNR status, how they have been integrated and they have designed us via NLP. It's a natural language processing. So similar to that, Amazon provides one of the beautiful service called Lex. So that's what we are going to see. Even if you say maybe LIC, right? So these are like some of the customers where they beautifully don't want to go to login, or they don't want to call the customer service. They simply go to the website, or they simply go to the chatbot application, and they can just simply get the response accordingly. Similar to that, we are going to create a simple chatbot now in Amazon Lex. And before moving on, if you have any doubts, please pass me, or you can even chat in the chat box also. On we will also have a kind of 10 to 15 minutes Q&A session at the end of the session. All right. So this will also have a chatbot window where we can see. Let me take you through to this. The page is getting loaded. All right. So if you see here, right, it's just one of the virtual assistant. So basically, chatbot is something like we call them as simply virtual personal assistant, VPA, we can call them, right? So if you can just simply click on, right, as like similar to what I have shown in IRCTC, even this LIC is built up with chatbot. So not like only LIC or IRCTC. These are some of the beautiful examples I can show and in front of you to tell the importance of having a chatbot, right? Let's say if you want to click the LIC products, simple, if you click this and you can, it is just beautifully navigating to respect to products where you don't want to interact with anybody like any resource or customer care executive or anybody. So the downtime is very important. So increased accuracy, automated way of getting the responses, one of the beautiful use case of having the chatbot. Okay, without wasting time, let me go to this AWS management console. Please ensure that you do have a valid AWS account here. So I'm having an IAM user, that's for my completely testing purpose, where I have log into this account, where you can see like in the console home, like a lot of services are there. Now what I'm going to do simple, today's as per today's agenda, I'm going to just click Amazon Lex. Okay. And I will also share the video to Navneet and you people, like how to create a simple setup. So basically this management console is a free tier account where we will be entitled to have 12 months of tier account. So where you can use any services in AWS with limited and restricted usage. Let's say for Amazon Lex, right? So there are like, for it is exclusively free for 12 months, but there is a limit. So for if it is a text request, we are entitled to have 10,000 text requests per year, per month. It is not year, per month. Okay. If it is a voice assisted chatbot we are trying to create, it is 5,000 text per month. So similarly, right? If you are a corporate account or if you are holding any kind of organizational account, it is unlimited, but pricing is valid, and it is differs accordingly based on the organization account setup. Yes, for testing purpose, this free tier account is absolutely easy and very effective. Okay, all right. So now we are into Amazon Lex console. So where we can see like couple of things. Now I'm not going into this slide where I will show you here. Let's try to create a bot first. Okay, so there are two types of bot we can create. One, a voice assisted bot, or text assisted bot. Voice assisted bot is where in some of the applications where like people don't want to type it, they can simply voice out, right? So simple example is Alexa. So we people don't have enough time to type something and get the response. So Alexa is one beautiful application where voice assisted chatbot is in place in real time. Similarly, we can also create a voice assisted chatbot. So for today's agenda, what we can do simply, as a we are very user friendly, right? So what we can do, we can create a text assisted chatbot now. Okay. Before moving on to this, there are two different consoles here. It is called as V1 and V2. So let me go on here. So the UI looks different and it's very vague when it compared to V2. This V2 console is is actually designed very recently in the sense like 2 to 3 months it was designed. There are like couple of differences where V1 and V2 are there. V2 console have like they have the capability of adding couple of multiple languages, whereas in V1 you have the provision to add only one language in order to assist your chatbot. So there are like in addition to languages selection, there are like couple of things where V2 is provided. So let me go to this V2 console. So now today we are going to focus creating a chatbot using V2 only, not on V1, because V1 is outdated and V2 is a latest version. All right. So if you go and navigate over this page, right, this is the home page of the bots creation, chatbot creation, where I have created couple of bots for my testing purpose and for my learning. So now what I want to do, simple, you can just simply create a bot. Before moving on here, you have like couple of options here. It just assist you. Nowadays, as we know, Gen AI is creating a lot of hype in the market, right? So in order to make integrate the Gen AI in chatbot creation, we can integrate Amazon Bedrock as well. But remember that Bedrock is not a free tier usage. So you want to pay some amount, even if it is a free tier account, for enabling Bedrock for creating chatbots. All right. So now let me move on to create bot section where you can able to see like couple of options here. Like we have four different options basically. One is descriptive bot builder. This is something where, as I told, it uses Bedrock. So Bedrock is one of the as I say, maybe let me go here quickly. I will show you. We are not going to detailedly look into what is Bedrock and how are we going to do Bedrock. Let me see here. So this Bedrock is obviously you have like couple of foundation models already inbuilt. Okay, so you can just simply want to take the respective FMs, and then you can just simply choose this model and then build your Gen AI as like ChatGPT. That's so simple. But remember that this is not coming as a free tier charge. Okay, it is chargeable. So let me move on to here. This descriptive bot builder, it uses Gen AI capability, but it still uses Bedrock. Second option is you can simply create a blank bot. Okay. And third option is there are inbuilt options which is already available. Let's say like book trip. It is just like booking a trip. Like you go for some vacation, for that, right? You want to make a conversation to a call center executive for a booking agent. You have all these, inbuilt things which is already defined here. So like this book trip, make a appointment, order flask, like this. lot of things, like if you have this, right, so your conversations flow like this. So similarly, if you are not well versed on creating a chatbot, you are just remember that, considering you are a first time user for AWS itself or creating a chatbot itself, very well you can start with an example and then slowly move on to creating a bank bot and start with transcripts. In addition to creating a chatbot, parallelly you will able to also see the transcripts whichever the language you choose into. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to create a blank bot. Okay, today, what we can do, we can take one important use case. Let's say, similarly I might have showed you like IRCTC travels, right, LIC healthcare kind of insurance, right. Similarly what we can do, we can try to create a chatbot for a pizza. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are trying to order a pizza online. So for that, how the interaction or the conversation goes, as like we are talking to a customer care executive to order a pizza, right. So for that, we are going to create a chatbot now. Okay, let me give a good name here, pizza world. Okay, all right. So let me give a name called meaningful name called pizza world, and then it asks for the IAM permissions. Obviously, if like considering that you have a valid organization or a corporate customer, obviously they will try to create roles accordingly. So what they will do, they will simply leverage the existing role. They don't want to create, see, simply, right. Let's say if you want to create a bot, obviously there are two options. One is you can create an IAM permission whenever you try to create a bot. Second option is, as like considering the organization policies, they would have created a role before in hand, and they try to use that role accordingly here in while integrating this IAM permissions. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply create a role with basic Amazon Lex permission. So for us, what it has created, it has simply created a Lex IAM permission. So that talks with other AWS services. Let's say if you want to customize it, you want to go to this respective role in roles page in AWS management console and do the customization. Let's say you want to talk to S3 service, you can simply add that S3 role accordingly. For now, let's not talk about that. Let's primarily focus on how to create a bot, how to interact it, and then finally, after you create a chatbot, we are trying to integrate this bot to a external website. Okay, that's what we are going to see. There is something called communicate. Okay, I will show you at the end of after creating a bot. All right, so then move on. Children's online privacy protection at COPA. So it is something like, in US, right, there is a law where you want to protect like people like, or maybe children who are under the age of 13 who are actually using the internet. What are they trying to use? So those kind of informations are the bot is actually trying to, let's say, like children can also try to make conversation with the bot, right. So obviously they capture all the information. So accordingly, they have as a compliance, right, as a standard, they have make sure that this option is being enabled here while trying to create a bot. So as of now, let's try to create a yes. So the timeout, it's up to us to decide in terms of minutes or hours. It's up, okay, you can put anything as like, let's, for now, by default, let it make 5 minutes itself. So which means bot will be effective and active till 5 minutes. Beyond it goes 5 minutes. If the user is not intended to, invoke any action to the chatbot, right? It simply logs out. A kind of timeout error will come as you see in any application, right? Simple. The next page, simple. As you see, there are a couple of languages are pre-built, and of course, you can try to select the language English here. And then, of course, as I said before, you have two different options, one with text and one with voice. You can have like a couple of options here. So if you select the respective voice, you can even play like this. All right, so if you don't want, let's not assist like that. Okay, so now let's primarily focus on creating a text chatbot here. Okay, all right, so don't worry about this, and then let's try to create a bot first. So this is a basic thing that we want to do. Simple. So what we have done so far, we have simply created a chatbot. Inside chatbot, there are a couple of things. Okay, so this page will enable you, like like lot of couple things are there, like conversation flow. It tells you like how the conversation is happening. Okay, and then it goes to intent details, and then context, utterances, and then like user response, like initial and acknowledgement, and then confirmation and fulfillment, and finally it's a closing response. So we are going to design this chatbot by using these options. Okay, now step number one, we have created a bot successfully, inheriting the language English, and we don't want to assist with voice. Now step number two, what we are going to do, we have to create one intent. So I'm just simply giving the name called intent. Intent is nothing but, let's say you talk with the bots, right? Obviously you make an interaction or conversation, and you complete the action, that we call them as an intent. So intent is nothing but an end-to-end flow. Okay, so a user is expecting some response from a bot. So for that, what you are trying to do, you are trying to map all the respective configurations set up here as like being maybe an intent, or slots or slot types or fulfillment. So those kind of things, intent is just an action. Okay, it is just an action where a customer is expected from a chatbot to fulfill the conversation. Okay, so now for simply, I'm just putting this conversation description here. That's it. So it's up to us to make like lengthy description or simple description. It's up to us. So for us, I'm not making more detail. So let's not talk about this. It's simply an optional. Context is nothing but where we can create a talk. Context is simply creating a tag. So in any kind of GitHub applications, we create a version control, right? So in that version control, we create a tag. So tag is to identify, like whether this intent is actually used for this particular purpose. So that's why context is make here. So it's just an optional, guys. So let's not worry about here. So if you want to still you want to create a context, you can simply create this and you can give the context tag name. Okay, let's not worry about it. Simply I'm just disabling this. Okay, next important thing is utterances. Okay, utterance is simple. Okay, now so far we have what we have seen: created a bot, created an intent, and then followed by utterances. Utterances are nothing but you want to start a conversation. Okay, basically what you start, you simply tell like hi, hello, or how are you. Hey, I'm Rajesh. Like you want to let's say you call to a customer, right? You politely acknowledge the customer and you say like, hey, I'm Rajesh. Okay, how can I help you? Like that. So similarly, we term the word called utterances here in Lex. So what a user is expected to type, that is what we are going to you know make it optional here. Let's say how are we going to type here. Okay, so here remember that we are creating a bot for ordering a pizza. Okay, ordering a pizza online. So we are not going to call a customer care executive, we are not going directly to a website, or not we are going to directly going to the outlet. We are going to simply creating a bot that will help you to order your pizza online. That's it. Okay, hi. So whenever you try to type it, so those respective options are populated over here. Okay, what are all the possible options? You can put like hello. Some people like type like hey, hi, how are you, how may I assist you, like this, right? See, these options you can give n number of options. You can even give 500 options like that. So for that, simply to build a chatbot, I'm just giving all these 5 to 6 options, so that like we start with the conversation like saying hi or hello, like that. Okay, parallelly I will also try to explain you like how this conversation also flows. Let me move on to the upper side. So if you go here, see here, the first conversation that you make, right, to that you invoke the application, that you invoke the chatbot, right, with a hi message. This is simple hi. This is just giving an example. In place of hi, you can even give hello or hi or how may I assist you, like that. Okay, so we will parallelly see this as well. So now if these are individual occurrences or text, as I say, if you want to see it as a plain text, you can even you can write it also here. If you have like couple of options already available in the text or CSV, like that, you can just copy paste simply. Okay, if you want to make it previewed, you can just simply type it over here. And one more important thing I forgot to say, see this option, okay, this option is nothing but generate utterances. These are nothing but, as I said before, if you want to integrate Amazon Lex with Amazon Bedrock, okay, simply let's say the moment you type hi, see obviously this generative AI is nothing but it is producing some meaningful content in terms of text or images or videos or anything, right? Being it in structured or unstructured, whatever. The moment you type a word as in from an utterance, right? Immediately it will start creating the similar occurrences as an utterance here. See, that's what you want to train the model accordingly. See, initially the model will not understand completely like what the user is actually expected. How much we train the model, right? By building the algorithm, like when I say building the algorithm, you train the model like giving all these options, right? Obviously, the model expects or it is getting trained moreover, more number of times, right? It is trying to experience by itself and then it will give us the options accordingly. That's what it is trying to do when we try to give this generate utterance. So you may be able to see here additional charges may be incurred. Why? Because when we try to invoke using Amazon Bedrock. So let's not talk about Bedrock now. So what we are going to do, simply we are creating a couple of options manually. Okay. So far, any doubts, guys, before we move on?
We can move on, Rajesh.
Perfect. Thanks, Navneet. All right. So now the next thing is initial response. See, obviously when somebody is invoking an intent or invoking a user request, let's say like hi, like that. So somebody needs to somebody in the sense here it's chatbot. So when customer care executive, right, so they will always try to acknowledge your text or your response. So what we are going to do, we are going to simply click here, hi, how may I assist you? Okay, this is the acknowledgement whenever the user is requesting for an chatbot automated response. Okay, so the option is here, you can type anything. Okay, so obviously, okay, let me try to save this intent and let me show you the conversation flow. So if you see here the left side, so you are typing hi and obviously you are getting a response from the chatbot like hi, how may I assist you? Simple. So these kind of conversation flow will move on that the moment you try to create intent slots, slot types like that. Let me move on to here. So if you see this model, right? So this is the basic model what we are trying to build it. Okay. So if you see the options, intents, utterances. So far we have seen, and then followed by slots, and then there is one thing missing, that is slot types. Okay. Slots and slot types are nothing but how are we going to parameterize the intents and utterances. Okay, let's say you have some options. Let's say you think in this way, you are trying to order a pizza, right? So what are all options that you can try to ask to a chatbot? Like you want chatbot will give us an option like what kind of pizza you want, whether it is in what type of like Indian or Italian or Mexico, like that. Or if you want some beverages, let's say you want to order a Coke additionally, along with pizza. So these kind of options, right? These are the some of the options where we can call them as slot types. Slot types are nothing but basically it is just a value when an intent is invoking, the user is expected to provide the value. Okay, so maybe we will see, let's say, sure, which city. If you see this option, right, New York City. So the user is expected to type a value called New York City, and then after you type the value, and then obviously it moves to the next context called what date are you leaving, and then you are requested to type it like November 30th 20th 16. So these values are defined here with a name called slots and slot types. That's simple. And at the end you are trying to complete the fulfillment, and when we are trying to complete the fulfillment, you are trying to use the lambda function here. AWS Lambda is one of the service where you can do and perform any initialization or any kind of what I can say kind of validation. Let's say you have some values which is not at all in the context of while creating the chatbot. What you can do, you need to somehow validate the response given by the user, and then you want to make the chatbot think in the way that it wants to give the response. So like this kind of customization, not the chatbot will give straightforward. What you need to do, you want to make the lambda call enabled to make the fulfillment accordingly. Okay, all right. So let me move on to the next one. These are some of the a kind of definitions where we are going to see intent, utterances, slots, slot types, and fulfillment. All right. Let's move on to practically. Let's see this what is all about. So if you navigate to the down, so you are able to see like couple of options. So you are acknowledging the message called hi, how may I assist you, and then there is some options called slots. Okay, you want to use the slot. Before that, you want to make sure that respective slot types are available. Okay, how should I create a slot type? Okay, obviously slot types are nothing but it is basically a value a user is expected to give as a response. Okay, so if you see here, as I said, New York City. Okay, and then you are typing like with the respect to date. This is something example. Okay, like as like that, similar to that, you have like couple of options. How are we going to use these values? How are we going to know that the chatbot is expecting these values? Simple, you want to simply create a slot type. So slots, slot types, both are integrated to each other. Okay, for slots, slot types is expected. Okay, so slot types, how should I do? Go back to intents list, slot types, simple. So this page will explain you like how to create a slot type, guys. Okay, so there are like couple of options here. Add blank slot type, built-in type, slot type, grammar slot type. If you want to have like if you want to additionally ensure that the grammatical pronunciation is very very important. If you think like that, right, sometimes it is very important, right, and relevant as well when it comes to conversation. You can use grammar slot type. So you can simply add the grammar slot type accordingly. Or if you want to make use of built-in, you have at the moment you have only like alphanumeric. When it comes to other built-in slot types, yes, of course, you can customize it with the help of lambda. Okay, so far now we have only alphanumeric in place. Now what we are going to do, add blank slot type. Okay, now how just think of that, right? So how are we going to invoke the conversation? Simply chatbot expects the value like what type of pizza. Okay, so what I'm going to do, pizza type. Okay, this is not something like case sensitive. You can give any type of sensitive word. I have created one slide type here, and there are two different options. One is expand values and the other one is restrictive values. So expand values, see, obviously when you try to create a bot as a first time or second or third, don't try to use this value because obviously it is default, but still you don't want to, because this values are expected. See, see, we cannot expect everybody to type the same text. Let's say for a kind of Indian, right, I can give in terms of camel case sensitive, or I can give fully lowercase, or even somebody I can still give ind as well. So the chatbot should need to understand, okay, I'm trying to invoke or trying to explain the bot to take it as an Indian. Okay, now if you try to put this expand values, it will try to take one value at a time, only one value. Okay, so don't go to this expand values by default. Let's try to give restrict to slot values. Now what I'm going to give in the context of having this pizza type, so what I'm going to do, Indian. Okay, okay, let me make this Indian. So these options, right, so let's say like left and right side are the possible nearest matches. Okay, so to INDN, okay, for Indian camel case sensitive, the possible matches that the user can be typed, right, when it comes to conversation like this, just give a tab, or even I can give IND, or even the user can prompt the user chatbot to give as like completely capital letter as well, right? So similarly, like lot of options you can even still use. So whenever a prompt is expecting these kind of words, it recognizes it accordingly and then gives back the response, obviously. Okay. So now whenever it detects the word like this Indian, like this in this format, or it when the user is typing only like IND, okay, it tries to match with the respect to a response. Like it tries to match, okay, the user is actually trying to give us like the value called Indian. So similarly, like any value that you put, Okay, any value put, it tries to understand the nature and then gives the value as respectively. Try to add the value. Next, let's try to, Mexico, Mexican. Okay, Mexican. Let's try to give meaningfully Mexico. Okay, let's try to give Mex. Okay, I'm just typing these possible nearest matches for a Mexican value. Okay, these are all some of the slot type values. Okay, next, can we type Italian? Italy. Okay, people sometimes, right, on a hurry, like they will also try to type like Italy. They don't have the patience to order. Definitely it happened, right? Even when you talk with the customer care, sometimes patience is important, obviously, but nobody is, we cannot say like everybody will have the same patience as like people like somebody. So let's type like this, Italian. Okay, Ita. Okay, Ita, like this. There is no restriction. You can give any value, any format that you can. Just think that, okay, like this, a user can be prompted to put as a value. That is the only thing that the bot will expect from the end user. Okay, it is our responsibility to have the values here, n number of values that you can put, anything that you wish. Okay, it is that you to understand like, okay, the chatbot expects as like these values. Okay, fine. So now I'm going to save this slot type. So far we have created one slot type. Similarly, after slot type, okay, maybe pizza type is completed. Okay, I okay, consider that I'm a user. Okay, I have selected Indian. Okay, and then what the chatbot will expect, the chatbot will expect like whether it is a kind of, what kind of crust it is, like whether it is a medium pizza or large, or simple or very thick or thin, like that, right? Similarly, for that, what we are going to do, we are going to create one more slot type. Go back, add blank, pizza crust. Okay, I'm just adding one more slot type here. So as I said, try to leverage this option, restrict to slot value, so that like you will have like maximum number of values possible nearest matches. Okay, so don't try to use these expand values. So now tick. Okay, tick, tick. Okay, let's try to give only these two values as of now. Even if you want to customize after you complete your bot creation and you deploy to a third party application, yes, of course you can still customize your slot types. Let's say you have like additionally you have two more slot types are there. Okay, still you can able to, there is an option to create multiple slot types and then create couple of values for a slot type as well. Okay, let's try to give thin. Okay, large. Okay, large. Okay, fine. And then medium, let's try to give medium, meat. Okay, M. It's kind of t-shirt sizing, L and M, like that. Okay, medium. All right. So possibly for pizza crust slot type, I am trying to give 4 different values accordingly. So chatbot expects these values only. It can be like this format, or this it can be like this possible, nearest matches as well. Even if somebody types like M, if he is intended to order a medium pizza, yes, of course, chatbot will recognize that the user is expecting a medium pizza, like that. Similarly, okay. So these are all some of the possible values. If you want to customize, yes, there is an option, you can still customize it. Okay, I'm just trying to save this. Once it is done, go back. Okay, considering that in addition to choosing what type of pizza that you want to order and what type of crust that you want to have it as an option, after you choose a type of pizza, still chatbot expects like some more additional options, like I'm very hungry, consider that. Okay, I'm going to order an appetizer, like Coke or Pepsi, like that, appetizers. Okay, I'm just trying to create one slot type. Obviously, I select these values. Okay. Some of the possible options, of course, I try to give Coke. Some people try to give Coca-Cola, Coke. All right. I'm just adding these values. Pepsi. Don't worry about the values. Don't worry about the options that I give. Just a simple explanation. Okay, whichever are you want to build it, you can simply go ahead and put it. Pepsi, Pep. Okay. If you want to make sure that you are trying to have cake, cake. Okay. All right. So far I have selected all these three different values for a appetizers. If you want to still add some more values, if you want to still add some more appetizers, yes, of course you can do. Having this option called add, you can just create a value and then the respect to nearest matches accordingly. Save the slot type. That's it. So now fundamentally we have created a bot, we have created an intent, and we have created an initial response to the question that the bot expects to the user request, and then we have created a slot type. Now going back to the slot types. So if you see here, we have created pizza type, pizza crust, appetizers. Even if you want to create some more additional slot types, yes, of course you can do. Okay, even if you want sometimes additionally, if you want to do kind of customization, like you don't want these appetizers, you can simply delete these slot types before building it. Okay, going back to the intent. Okay, now you can ask me a question. We have created an intent called pizza world. Now you can additionally see one more intent is created automatically, right? This is nothing but fallback intent. The name of the intent is nothing but fallback intent. That is nothing but whenever a user is typing something, but the bot is actually not expecting the value from the user, right? Let's say I want to order flowers. Okay, let's take this scenario. But the user is typing like I want candy. I want to order sweets. Something like user is expecting a out of the boundary. The values which we feed it to the chatbot is not something the user is actually giving as a response. In case the bot should not say that you don't that the bot is not expecting like this. For that, what you can do, you can invoke a fallback intent. Let's say you go here. I will show you here. So this fallback intent is actually created by the bot itself. The moment you create an intent, right? Not intent, the bot itself. Okay. So whenever there is no match, whenever the user is giving a wrong reply or wrong prompt to the bot, right, this fallback intent will comes into place. Okay, for that what we want to do, simply what you can do, hi, thanks, valuable time, we will in future. Okay, this is something a text where you can customize whatever or anything that you can design. Okay, this is something like to create, make it as a conversation, as a kind of while pizza ordering, I'm just very in a kind of meaningful way, I'm just putting all these responses. So now whenever a user is prompting in a different way or out of the boundary, right, I'm just the bot is trying to populate the value as like this: hi, thanks for your valuable time, we will assist you surely in future. Okay, a kind of polite message, a kind of acknowledging the user, saying that no, we don't have all these options, you are typing wrongly, like that. You don't want to mention like that. Bot should understand the response from the request, and then it gives the response accordingly. Simple. So I'm just saving this intent. So now what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to see the moment you complete typing all your responses, right, please try to save that, being it a slot, being it a slot type or intent, anything as it. Okay, going back to my intent. So if you see here, completed, I have acknowledged the user's request and just put like no, a kind of how may I assist you. Next, very important thing, we are going to add slots. So remember that after completing creating slot types, couple of slot types, we want to associate that slot type to a slot. Okay, simply click this add slot. Okay, now what I'm going to do, see, whenever a user is prompting a request, right, obviously to a chatbot, see, we want to understand that who is actually talking. Okay, so we want to get the name of the user. So we want to get the name of the end user. So what we want to do, we want to get the name. So let's try to invoke the slot by giving the name first. Okay, so let's understand what the name of the end user. So even if you see here, right, these three options are enabled the moment we created the custom slot types are the slot types. window. So now if you see here, as I shown before, right, I was actually showing one alphanumeric was the only one built-in slot types were available. If you see here, there are like Amazon provides couple of inbuilt slot types also. If you see here, city, country, which means that, if it is a country related text that you are prompting as a request to the bot, it will identify, oh yes, it is a country. Based on that, it will give us the response. So these are all something like, already inbuilt. Okay, it is inbuilt given functionality given by the Amazon. Likewise, date, duration, email address, it expects the response as in the same fashion. Okay, now I'm expecting a name, so obviously what I'm trying to get is first name. Okay, okay, thanks for reaching us. Okay, thanks for pizza world. Okay, let's keep like pizza world. All right. So now what I'm trying to invoke as a request to the chatbot, right? Thanks for reaching Pizza World. May I know your name, please? Simple. So for that, I have used first name as my slot type and name as the name of the option. Add it. So the moment you add the slot, so this window will have this respective options accordingly. That's it. So now after you invoke the intent, the bot will recognize you that, oh yes, the end user is actually trying to type something and expecting a response from the bot. So now bot will expect a name from you and you want to type it as like that. Okay, as I said, let's go here. See if you can see here, how may I assist you? Thanks for reaching Pizza World. May I know your name, please? Okay, okay, now for here, right, how may I assist you? We can even what we can do to make it as a meaningful context, right? Okay, so just to make it very meaningful, I'm just making the message as an acknowledgement like thanks for reaching Pizza World, happy to help you. This is completed. All right, so now when it comes to slots, I'm going to add couple of slots again in addition to getting the first name. Okay, so now what we have seen in slot types, right, we have selected like pizza type, pizza crust, appetizers, yes. So what we are going to use those respective slot types in the slot. As I said before, slots and slot types are associated each other. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so now the moment the bot is expecting the name, and then it is trying to ask a kind of request. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to pizza type. So I'm going to select the pizza type as the option. Please don't ever try to select different options, because these slot types are given already in the slot types page with the different values when the user is expected to a chatbot. Okay, so now what should I do? I just simply select the pizza type here. Okay, hi. Okay, now I got to know the name is already given as a value, right, in my previous prompt, right? So the chatbot know what is the name that the user is given, obviously, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that name here. So now when the prompt is expected from the user, the chatbot gives like hi Rajesh. So if I say that Rajesh, okay, Rajesh is a name, so the chatbot tells like hi Rajesh, what type of, okay, I'll acknowledge like that. Sure. Okay, let's put meaning very meaningfully. Okay, you would order. Okay, Indian or Mexico, Italian. Okay, even you can give this option, or else you're just telling like in sometimes, right? So the maybe you don't have couple of options. You have only three options or four options. Some of them are out of stock, right? So you intend to provide the user saying that these options are available. Okay, in sometimes if the values are obviously high, or if there is the stock is available for all, right? You don't want to mention all these things. The user is expected to prompt like, okay, let's not give this option. User will know which type of pizza that you want to invoke. Okay, or else if you want to invoke like this, Indian or Mexican or Italian, the user will understand only these three options are being available in the pizza world, and you are intended to provide any of these three options. Okay, for now, what I'll do, I'm not going to here. I'm just going to simply put like this. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to the conversation flow. All right. So first name, after giving my name, and then you are just getting the response like, hi Rajesh, thank you. What type of pizza would you like to order? Now see here, obviously the Indian is not something like, you have typed it. It is just giving an example from the value we have already given as a slot type. Okay, it can be of anything. It can be Indian or Italian or Mexican or even anything out of the box also. Okay, so this conversation flow will time to time gives us a clear explanation of how the chatbot is expecting the value from the end customer. I'm just making it minimized. Coming back to here. So now so far we have created the name, slot type, and then pizza type, and one more slots I'm going to create. What is it? Pizza crust, right? After coming to know that you are in, the bot needs to understand like what type of crust that you are expecting, right? So then, so now you want to select, of course it is pizza crust. Sure, Rajesh. Okay, thanks for selecting. So what should we do? Pizza type. Okay, so from where this value will get, it gets the value from the previous invoke. So obviously the previous invoke is nothing but it gets from the pizza type, right? So now the user has already typed that Indian. So now what the obviously the prompt how it will be like, sure Rajesh, thanks for selecting Indian pizza. Okay, Indian pizza. Would you like to thin, thick, or medium? Okay, we are just trying to provide couple of options to the customer or the end user, like whether we want to select a thin pizza or thick pizza or medium pizza. That's so simple. Okay, I'm just putting a question mark. So now if you see here, thanks for selecting. Okay, before that, sure Rajesh, thanks for selecting Indian pizza. Would you like to have thin, thick, or medium, or even? All right, so all these options are giving prompted here. Fantastic. So you have selected the name, selected the pizza type, selected the pizza crust, and then of course if you want to even further additionally you want to select some more appetizers as we have already configured in the slot types. Yes, of course we can still do appetizers, appetizers, and this name is not something you want to always match to the slot type that you have already given. Okay, this name is something you can give anything. Even if you give like a kind of different name also, the slot and slot type will associate each other. How it actually associates is with the help of these slot types. Okay, so the name is not something, it needs to match with the slot type. Okay, remember that guys. So now sure, okay, let me give a different name. Thanks Rajesh, okay, for choosing pizza type. Remember that whatever the variable that you are actually giving here, it should match with the variable name which we have already created. Okay, if you try to give the like this, okay, the bot will not expect the value like this because it doesn't have a value like this at all. It is case sensitive. Okay, please remember that it is case sensitive. So whichever the name which you have given here, of course it needs to be present in the prompt. Okay, please mention that and remember that as well. So I'm just feeding the prompt like this, designing a prompt like this. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing pizza type, pizza with pizza crust. Okay, okay, like this. So what it will prompt like this. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing Indian pizza with thick type. Okay, okay, thick option. Let me put like thick option or like thick crust. Still. you need to add any drinks or any appetizers. Okay, let me give the appetizers because we do have a cake as well, right? Like cake, Coke, Pepsi. Okay, maybe I'll just put it here. Okay, so it will be like very helpful for you. So thanks Rajesh for choosing Indian pizza with medium crust, just for an example. Still you need to order any appetizers like cake, Coke or Pepsi. You are requesting the user to fill like this. You can even it's not like mandatory that you can still go ahead and say that no, yes, I want cake, I want Coke or Pepsi. It is up to us. Even the user also we can also expect the user to say like no, I don't want cake, I don't want Coke, I still only want pizza crust, sorry, pizza type with pizza crust. That is also expected from the chatbot. So such kind of customizations, how do you do? It is with the help of Lambda. Okay, Lambda will initialize couple of things. It integrates with this Lex and understands accordingly and gives us the respect to response. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, yes, cake, Coke or Pepsi. Okay, I'm just trying to add it here. So now if you see here, we have created 4 different slots with 4 different slot types associated. While being the first one, it is not the slot type that we created, it is a custom or inbuilt slot type. Okay, that's the first name. Now after you choose all these things, okay, maybe we can think like this, like the bot is expecting like at what time that you want. Okay, at which city that you are actually you are into, like whether you are in Chennai or Hyderabad or Bangalore, like that. Okay, what we can do, we can still provide us the options, right? Even it is just like a customization, guys. Even if you don't want the option, you don't want to create a slot, if you want to add further more slots, yes, user is expected to have all these values as a prompt. When it comes to conversation, you can just simply add those respective slot. Okay, now I will add 2 more slots here. One, I feel like I feel very important that the customer is in different cities. Okay, I want to select that at which city is actually into. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select city. So just give the name as city, and for this you can still have the city here, but some cases, right, city is actually not feeded with the right option. So for that, for time being, right, so we are not going to use the city option because the city, one example I would like to say, because the city is expected to have values so far only with US cities, right? So now I am trying to give other than non-US cities. So for that, there is no option. Only option that we can give is as a text. So what we can give, we can just simply give first name. Remember that if you try to give city, if you try to give a Chennai value, right, or if you try to give a non-US city, it will not consider it as a city. That is the one drawback that we have. Okay, so for that, what I try to give it first name because I am trying to give options like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, like that. Okay, now, okay, what I'm going to give. Thanks, Rajesh. Okay, thanks, Rajesh. Okay, I'm just giving like thanks, Rajesh, for choosing pizza type, pizza city. Okay, let's not give all these options. Okay, thanks, Rajesh, for the for ordering. Okay, for ordering at which to have the order. Okay, so you are requesting the user to prompt that at which city you are into. It can be like any city that you can be, right? When it comes to customer interaction, there is no restriction that the user is actually expected the value is only looking from a particular city. It's not like that, obviously, right? So user can be from any city, that the chatbot need to understand that he is from different city and that you want to expect the bot to also fulfill that. Okay, now, so we are prompting the user, thanks Rajesh for ordering. Okay, ordering pizza. At which city would you like to have the order delivered? Okay, delivered. Okay, now, okay, there is some more additional customization that you can still give. See, for this request, what you will do, simply you can type like Chennai, like Bangalore, like that. It is a human kind of text, text oriented response, right? That you are trying to do or trying to invoke. What if you want to select as a kind of buttons, or what if you want to choose as like kind of you have like couple of options. You just want to simply minimize the user action. Okay, sometimes as I shown here, right? You are not typing anything. You are just simply trying to just selecting the options, right? You're just selecting these options. So these are something we call them as buttons. Okay. Similar to that, what you can still do while building a Lex bot, what I can do, see, we know that we have our, um, delivery locations are only restricted to four. Okay. Four cities. Let's say Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. Okay. What we can do, we can customize it as a button. How we can do? See, this is not only for city, even for appetizers also, you can even still customize with buttons. You have three different options, right? Like you can still put it like Coke, cake, Pepsi, Fanta, any kind of beverages. So for this, to make it as a button, in order to make the user interaction very simple and lighter, go select this advanced options, come here. There is something called slot prompts. Okay. There is something called bot elicits information, where you will have like all the necessary customized information. Like you have like, if you try to select this bot elicits, okay, again I'm repeating this bot elicits information, you have all these things. So whichever you have typed, right, more prompt options. Okay, come down in this slot prompts. Okay, so this is the place where you can customize your prompt to invoke it as a button. Add, you have like couple of options, like whether you want to make it as a text message, you can still do, or if you want to make it as a card group, that has that button option. Okay, or if you want to make it as a payload variables as like lambda functions, right, you can still customize it. Okay, now I'm trying to use card, so you can able to see all these card information. Like you can define up to 3 cards for a conversation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create, now I want to design it as a button, right, as I shown here, like this, right? So hope I'm audible, right, Navneet?
Yes, Rajesh. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Perfect. Between there was a network issue. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right. So if I go here, there is a something option called add button. Okay. Remember that you want to go to the prompt section. Okay. Prompt section under slot prompts. Okay. There is something called message group. Under that you have option called, okay, buttons optional. Okay. Under this card group. So how this card group come? You just simply click on this add. You have a couple of options. I'm trying to add card group. So the moment you create it, you can have this option add button. Simple. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do, simply I'll just put like this copy. Okay. This is not mandatory. Title needs to be mandatory. Okay. Obviously, right? So title you want to give for simply simplification, right? I'm just copying pasting the message which we have defined in the title as well. Now, so our intention is to make the value as in the form.
Rajesh, we lost you for a moment.
Am I audible now, Nit?
Yes, yes, you're audible now. Please go ahead.
Yes. Sure. Thank you. All right. So what I did is I did simply click on this button. So you see like two different options, one at the left side and one at the right side. So the left side is something called title, and the right side we have the respect to values accordingly. So title, I'm obviously, for the sake, I'm just giving it both Chennai. One more button I'm trying to give Bangalore, copy, paste it. Add one more button, Pune, Pune. Okay, obviously you want to give the value because these values are the ones which will be displayed in the form of a button at the time of invoking the conversation. I will show you. Okay, so title can be of anything, even you can put like chn also, that is okay, that is no problem at all. Or you can put like city, the title can be of the same title for every values, but value should be unique. You cannot repeat the same value because it will provide us a validation error. In order to make the validation successful, yes, you have still the option to do, but how? You can call the lambda functions accordingly. All right, so far I have selected 3. Even if you want to select it additionally, you can still go add button. Okay, Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad. Okay, that's it. So we are able to see 4 different values prompted. This will be prompted as a value, not as a text. See, these options, right, makes the user as a user friendly. See, some people will be very pathetic, very lazy to make the conversation as a text format. That's what the Alexa is does, right? Obviously, make the conversation very easy. These options are very much helpful and useful, so that the conversation goes very healthy, so that the chatbot will also will be more effective. Okay, now I'm trying to update the prompts further. I'm trying to update the slots. So remember that I go here, I have defined all these things. Okay, so I have defined the city, I have customized the city with couple of options. Okay, if I go back here, let me see whether the prompt is expecting. Okay, the prompt is expecting the value and then the conversation flow like that. Okay, let me have one more, the final slot. Okay, like the delivery time. Okay, delivery time, I'm giving the name as delivery time. So for that there is an inbuilt slot available, which is nothing but time. So the moment you select this slot type as a time, the value which is expected from the end user, it should be also in the format of time. See, you configure this as a time and you give something like Rajesh, the time will not be validated as a time. See, obviously it is not the right value the bot is expected from the user. So it validates accordingly and prompts us saying that no boss, this is not the right one. It will prompt next time, one more time, it will prompt one more time, like that, until you give the correct option, correct value, it prompts accordingly. But there is a restriction. It by default, right, it will ask only 4 times. You have only 4 retries. Okay, if you want to further customize like two, if you want to make it two, you can still go ahead and customize it. I will show you now. What should I do? Okay, hi Rajesh. Hi Rajesh. Okay, thanks for ordering pizza along with as per your request. Okay, as per your request. It is just to make the meaningful. Okay, it is not like something a static value or static message. It's always it needs to follow. It is a kind of conversation and any kind of consumer, right, or kind of business to business, business to consumer, right. We people need to know what kind of conversation that the bot will give you and the user is expected to give as a response. Okay, fine. So now what I have decided to give, let me go here. Hi Rajesh, thanks for ordering Indian pizza along with appetizers as per your request. Now what I'm going to do, at what time would you like to be delivered? Okay, so now let me copy paste this. So now what I'm prompting the user to the chatbot, at what time would you like to be delivered? Okay, at what time would you like to be delivered? So now I'm just simply adding this slot. Fantastic. So now what I'm going to do, even as like city, I'm going to put it as a buttons. So simply that will be very useful for you as well. If somebody is missing, advanced options, go down, slot prompts, just maximize this bot elicits. Okay, and then you see like more prompt options. So as I said before, right, it checks for the only 4 entries. If you want to make it as 2, you can still do, but maximum it cannot go beyond 5, because it is something like very, it's not something very meaningful, right. It simply goes beyond some expected value. So obviously they have set it as like 5. Then comes here as like previously what we have defined, add card group. So you select here and obviously it gives a title. You can give the title as simple as possible also. Okay, select the buttons accordingly, click the button. Okay, now what I'm going to do, 20. Okay, 20 p.m. So now it is 8 p.m. Okay, values will be displayed and of course you can select any kind of title or value you can put. So now okay, for example I give like 3 values, 20:30. Okay, 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. All right, 9 p.m. All right. So it needs to be in 24-hour format, 9 p.m. All right. Even if you want to add like some more additional values like 22, like anything, that it's up to us, our customization. Okay. So far for delivery time, for just to make the invoke meaningful, I've selected three different options: 8, 8:30, and 9. I'm just simply updating the prompt and further updating the slot accordingly. That's it. So now I'm just, the moment you try to complete each and every action that you build while creating a bot, right? Try to save that intents. Okay. Intent is a place where you create everything. You create an utterance, you create a slot, you associate the slot type with the slot, and you acknowledge the message, you fulfill the message and everything. Okay. And then here, confirmation, right? Okay. Now we want to give the confirmation. Okay. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing pizza world. Okay. World. Ordering pizza type. Okay, pizza type. See, these variables are which will be fed from the previous variables. Okay, these slots, when I talk about variable, this is nothing but slots case. Okay, remember the name slot. So name is a slot, pizza type is a slot, pizza crust, appetizers, city, and delivery time. Okay, with, okay, okay, I'll put like, pizza crust. Okay, pizza crust option, right? Option, also appetizers. Okay, at, we will add furthermore, like we have added two more slots, right? Remember, if you see, kind of city and delivery time. City, okay, delivered at, let's call this variable delivery time. Okay, so let's make this, so let's close this, copy. So now this is the confirmation box. Okay, confirmation. All right, so what we have given to invoke the, request to the response: thanks Rajesh for choosing pizza world and ordering pizza, Indian pizza with medium option and also appetizers. Food will be delivered. Okay, food will be delivered at 8 p.m. in Chennai location. Okay, I've given additionally one more thing. Okay, okay, so I'll copy paste this. All right, so this will be invoked as a response to you the moment you get the confirmation. See, obviously, see, when the bot is trying to acknowledge the user's request, right? Obviously, while trying to complete it, right, when the user is expected some kind of, confirmation from the bot, obviously yes, confirmation needs to be placed, right? For that we are giving this as a confirmation. Okay, what if something goes negatively? Okay, I choose everything, but I say like no. Okay, I say no. The moment, okay, I see like couple of options available other than pizza world. Okay, sometimes it happens, right, based on the discounting price or the delivery time. Okay, I say that, I have options like only at 8 to 9 p.m. the food will be delivered. People will get, pathetic that to hear that, oh no, I don't want to, don't want the food to be delivered at this time. What I will say at the end, I simply say like no. So what I should say, the bot should not say like, hey, no, I will deliver accordingly. No, it cannot be like that. Simply politely, it need to acknowledge the user, saying that even when the user is, prompting the value called no. Okay, this, when the user is prompting the value called no, he need to say the, he need to acknowledge that as a value, as a response, as a, okay, let me put like that: thanks Rajesh for reaching pizza world. Okay, you need to put like this. You cannot simply put like, as in the, different language, like saying that no, you cannot do like that, you cannot do like this, because it is a, business. Because people will create chatbot as in the way to make it healthy, in order to make it the conversation effective. Okay, for that similarly I'm just trying to create the response, even the declined response also, in a meaningful way. Okay, what should I do? Thanks Rajesh for reaching pizza world. Okay, we will, okay, I'll put an apologies. Okay, apologize. And we will come back. Okay, we will come back with good, good, different, okay, different options next time, surely. Okay, so what I'm trying to give for the declining option. Thanks, Rajesh, for reaching Pizza World. Apologies, and we will come back with different options next time, surely. This is what the bot is trying to provide us the response when the user says no. That's what. Simple. Okay. So this is nothing but see. Always make sure that whenever you try to complete the section, please make sure that you are enabling this. It is just an active and inactive. Okay. So the moment you complete everything, you don't make it active, then that's it. Then these kind of responses will never ever come. Okay. So please try to make the any kind of section that you do, make it active. Okay. Then comes the fulfillment. This fulfillment, it is absolutely, it makes use of only with the help of Lambda. So Lambda, obviously you need to write a Python code for that. As I said before, if you do want to do things, one is you do want to do some validation. Okay. If you do want to do some kind of customization, you want to handle accordingly with the help of Lambda. See, simply what we are trying to do today, we are just simply generically creating a chatbot. Okay. Even if you want to further customize, yes, you can do. We want to write a lambda function and then we want to make it active and then you want to give the lambda response over here. You want to give over here. Okay. This is only when it comes to business if you want to make the fulfillment completely. Okay. I'm not going to do such things here. Okay. So so far I'm not going to enabling this option at the moment. Okay. So if you see here, okay, let me complete one more last one final thing where I can see like closing response. Okay, closing response is absolutely needed, of course, right? So I can give, okay, I will give like thanks Rajesh, okay, for reaching us. Okay, reaching us. Your order is placed, okay, successfully, and it will be shortly. Happy to help you. Okay, any kind of conversation that makes kind of meaningful and makes smart. I'll put this here as well. Thanks, Rajesh, for reaching us. Your order is placed successfully and it will be delivered shortly. Happy to help you soon. Okay, like this, you make it very meaningful as a kind of conversation. Okay, so that's it, guys. So this is, see, even if you don't give the closing response, yes, of course, the chat will work, the chatbot will work, but just to make it very meaningful, like right from the starting to the beginning, starting to the end of the conversation, to make it very meaningful, we are giving all these kind of response. See, you remember that. Okay, I'm just before that, I'm just saving the intent, going back here. Okay, what I did, I just after creating a bot successfully, I created an intent. Inside intent, we are creating a couple of things. We will start with an utterance. Obviously, as I said before, when the user is starting the interaction, right? Obviously, he will say like, "Hey," even you speak with somebody, right? "Hey, how are you?" Like that. "Hey, I'm Rajesh," like that. So you want to invoke or you want to start the conversation using these options. Okay. If you want to further like maybe like I want this. Okay. I want a pizza. Somebody, right, very rude. I'm not saying anything anybody, I'm just saying like this. Simply they don't acknowledge anybody, right? They simply go and start with the conversation like, I want a pizza, I want a beverage, I want the appetizers, like that. Yes, it is possible. We cannot expect everybody to make like the conversation like goes like, hi, I'm Rajesh, I want pizza, I want pizza crust with these kind of things, like in a kind of sequential ordered fashion. Okay, any kind of input that user is expected to give, chatbot need to recognize it and then automate it and then give it as a response. Okay, you cannot expect like these are all the only possible values. No, obviously no. So we need to train the system accordingly. The moment it trains more number of times, right, as like with the help of this NLP, natural language processing, it gives us more flexible options. That's it. Okay, now if you see here utterances, going back to the next, obviously after you provide a hi message or hello or anything you put, you want to acknowledge. So you want to put like, thanks for reaching pizza world, happy to help you. And then first, okay, now this name, right, what I do, Okay, already we have given like thanks for reaching pizza world. So what I do, I will like, may I know your hi, may I know your name please. Okay, I'm just saving this intent. So I'm just minimizing it. Okay, because I already given like the when I try to acknowledge the user, thanks for reaching pizza world, happy to help you. So the moment the when we try to test the bot, right, it will give two options. Okay, let me show here itself. Okay, so we have not saved it, right? So again, so you will not get this option. Okay, thanks for reaching pizza world, and then it moment it just simply gives like, may I know name please. So as a user, right, you want to type the name, and then the further the conversation go accordingly. Okay, so let me minimize this, come back to this page. Okay, once you declare this acknowledgement message, further move on to the slots. So as I said, for this, I have created couple of slot types as I shown in the slot types page. Three different, right? Pizza type, pizza crust, appetizers. I am actually using these slot types in this while defining these slots. Okay. Now, when the conversation goes meaningful, very healthy, I would like to ask the chatbot to prompt the user like, hi, may I know your name please. For this, what will be your response? You can say like, hi Rajesh or Kanna or Navneet, like that. Okay, and then the moment you give the response, it will prompt us the respect to slots accordingly. See, even you can rearrange the slots also. Okay, if you think that the slots are not meaningful, if the slots are defined in a different way or different ordered, even you can put it like that. Let's say first you want to take the pizza crust, you can just simply go and reorder it accordingly. Okay, now as a positive case, I have I have ordered the slots very meaningfully. Okay, I cannot give the pizza crust here and then pizza type here, because see, if you see here, right, I'm actually getting this variable here, but this variable when I will get, the moment the bot will prompt this value, pizza type. See, the moment you reorder this pizza crust above and pizza type as below, it will tell you like there is a validation issue, that pizza type is not found, sorry, pizza crust is not found. So I am going in a regular ordered way. Okay, so name followed by pizza type, pizza crust, appetizers, city, delivery time. So city and delivery time, we are not going to type it anything. Still, we can type it, but you have some flexibility that options will be given as a button. Simple. Just to make it very our work very easy, simpler. Okay. Now, finally, you are prompting the confirmation. We, in the sense, the bot will give us the confirmation. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing Pizza World and ordering all these necessary details, whichever you have feeded, right? Like appetizers. You are just telling the user, like, hey, you are ordered all these things. Okay, just to make them meaningful. Some cases, right? What if somebody has taken the wrong order, right? That can even happen. So such things should not be problematic to the end user. So we are giving the confirmation prompt like this. And then, of course, as I said, if the user is actually declining the response, saying that he is not satisfied with the the kind of the response given by the chatbot, right? Bots. So you can simply decline it with the one option called no. If you give some other option other than no, it will not understand that the user is declining the response. Okay, at the moment, it will only expect the word called no. No, I want some more additional options other than no. Even I can give like sorry. That is also possible, right? I can also give a word called sorry, meaning to say that the user is not happy. But how you can even still do? Yes, it is possible. But how? It is not straightforwardly you can do. You can simply write a lambda function having like variables, like a kind of decline response variables catching all these values called no, sorry, I'm not good, like this, any possible values. Okay, that is like something secondary. Let's not worry about that as of now. Okay, once it is completed, see, remember that you are activated. Okay, and then let's not worry about the fulfillment because it actually uses the lambda function. So at the moment we are not trying to use the lambda function. Finally, we are trying to say the user saying that, okay, thank you for reaching pizza world, or your order is placed successfully. It is a kind of finalized confirmation. See, we are also giving this confirmation giving us all the respective options, or the possible values that you are actually given to the bot. But finally, at the end, you want to acknowledge. See, before you have given some acknowledgement, right, at the beginning. At the beginning, you might have given like acknowledging the user request. Similarly, while ending the conversation on a polite way, you want to give as a closing response. See, even if you don't want to close the response, giving all these options, right? Yes, still it's possible. These are all some of the options which is available here. If you want it, just enable it and give a meaningful message and then save the bot. That's it. Fine. So far we have given couple of options. Even if you want to add a card, let's say like you want to give some feedback, right? See, some people like in kind of business options, some people ask like your feedback is very valuable. So what you can do, you can still add all these options here, right? You can still add a card group as I shown before, right? Like feedback options like that. You can still add a card group, like you can give a feedback, like feedback, like you can enable the buttons like good, poor, or not good, fantastic, like that. So these are all some of the additional options case. If you want it, if you want to make the conversation very meaningful, you can still go ahead and do it. Okay, so now as of now I'm not going to do it. So I have saved the intent. Yes, the moment you save it, you want to try to build. Okay, build is nothing but it will take care of all the variables associated with this options. Okay, so whichever the slot types which we have given, right, it tries to identify along with associated intents that we have created, which means it is just validating what are all the information that we have given. It is whether it is in the right order, or whether it is the variables that we used from the slots and slot types are exactly correct or not. So when you see any issues, obviously we will be prompted as a validation issue. Like maybe I will also show you. So let's take this as a positive case, and then we'll let me try give a different name which is not at all there in the context, and let's see like what it is actually prompting. Okay, let's try to see this positive case now. So once you complete defining all these, like defining bots, intents, slots, slot types, closing response, confirmation, everything, as I said, you want to build it. Unless or otherwise you don't build the bot will not able to understand we are trying to make a conversation. Okay, try to build a bot. See, without building the bot you cannot test that bot successfully. Now right away we will go to test. Okay, okay, now what I said before, so we want to invoke the applications, right? Like this, what I will try to give, hi. That's it. You are able to see the conversation flowing the moment you give that word called hi, right? Thanks for reaching Pizza World, happy to help you. So remember that where it is actually coming, if you see here, right, the user is actually acknowledged by the chatbot, like chat, thanks for reaching Pizza World, happy to help you. And then you are additionally you are also getting the one more prompt, that is nothing but the first slot which we have defined here, right? May I know your name please? So what should I give? I can give a name called Rajesh. Okay, okay, so the moment you give the name Rajesh, it the bot will understand you have given the name called Rajesh, and it has feeded that value in this variable. So now if you see here, right, hi Rajesh, thank you, what type of pizza? See, you can see this pizza type right here, right? See, the bot is not I'm not educating bot to have the value called Rajesh. How it actually taken is the value which we have given before, right? So hi Rajesh, thank you, what type of pizza would you like to order? Okay, now I will give Indian. Okay, okay, I will try to give like this, because I have given differently, right? I have given the value called like this, right? So what I will do, I will try to give it Indian. Okay, now if you see here, it has feeded the value called Indian in the next prompt in the pizza crust, right? If you see here, sure, name it has taken from the previous Rajesh, right? Sure Rajesh, thanks for selecting Indian pizza, would you like to have thin, thick, large, or medium? So these things, right, already we have given as a prompt to the user. Okay, so now we are just giving this piece of prompt here saying that, okay, I want to make the conversation next also. So I want to, I'm expecting the user to have one more additional detail. Like, would you like to have thin, thick, or large, or medium? Okay, I'm just giving, okay, I will give medium. Okay, now if you see here, three variables, right? The three values like Rajesh, thanks Rajesh for choosing Indian pizza. From here it has taken with Medium where I give medium. See, I have given like this, right? All are lowercase, but it has converted to camel case sensitive. How? The left hand side, whichever we have given, right, that will be prompted out here. See, even I given the Indian as a lowercase, but it has treated as a camel case sensitive. How? The left hand value, whichever we have feed it, that will be taken into account. Okay. Now, it is furthermore expecting some more values from us. What? See the conversation. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing Indian pizza with medium crust. Still, you need to order any appetizers? Appetizers like cake or Pepsi? Yes, Pepsi. Okay. See, here I have not added this Pepsi beverage over here. That's why it is not giving us. Still, if you want to customize it, okay, like thanks, Rajesh, for ordering pizza with medium type along with Pepsi appetizer. Yes, you can still go ahead and you can do. When I first show here, right? Like this. Now, here, if you see here, as like along with these text oriented conversations, you are seeing a different type of things, right? This is nothing but button oriented, as I said before, as I shown here, right, in LIC, as an example, right? So you are going over here, you have various options, right? So these options, how we are getting, we are defined it in as in the form of button at the time of selecting that slot called city, right? Okay, city. So this, right, we have, if you remember correctly, we have defined it in the form of buttons. Okay. Since being I'm here in Chennai, I'm just trying to select Chennai. Okay. So I have selected Chennai. It has taken the Chennai as a value for this request. Okay. See, I have not feeded the value, and next I have not put anywhere along with that. So next value, what? Delivery time. For delivery time, what it is prompting? If I go here, see, hi Rajesh, thanks for ordering Indian pizza along with Pepsi. Okay. These appetizers, whichever we have given, right? Here, Pepsi, right? This has feed it here as per your request. See, as per your request. At what time would you like to be delivered? At what time would you like the food to be delivered, like that? See, whatever the values which I've feed it here, it has come over here. I like to have the delivered to be at 9 p.m. Okay. Finally, it has taken all the values into account and then giving us like option like thanks Rajesh. Okay, let me put here. Let me copy paste. Okay. Let's see it in the conversation itself. Thanks, Rajesh, for choosing Pizza World and ordering Indian pizza with medium option and also Pepsi. Food will be delivered at 9. We have selected 9 p.m. right in Chennai location. Chennai, where did we select? We have selected here. That's it. Okay. Now, even as I said, right, as a negative case, you select everything, and if you say like your option is not correct. Okay, let's say, let's say you are staying at Gurgaon or Delhi. Okay, you don't have an option of having here. Okay, okay, let me type out like this. That is also one of the scenario, right? Okay, we will complete the conversation here. Okay, so how you should actually complete the conversation is simply provide an okay or yes, like that. Okay. So far it accepts two values. Either it can be okay or yes. Okay. Okay or yes. For declining, you should put no or no or no, like this. And these are all like case sensitive. Any kind of case sensitive you can make. Now the moment you put okay, you are getting a confirmation message stating thanks Rajesh for reaching us. Your order is placed successfully. So where did we give as a closing response, right? Thanks Rajesh. It is a kind of, see, if you see this conversation, right, that is very healthier, right, very effective. So the user also will be very happy to have all these conversations. Okay, the user is getting the bot is expecting the response and giving us the response very meaningful. So obviously it's a business professional ethics, business tactics. The moment you go for the next time, you will always prefer Pizza World, like that. It's all like business things. Okay, now I want to make the conversation again. Okay, hi. The moment you type hi, it expects a name. Okay, Raj. I put Italian. Okay. Now if you see here, there is a spelling mistake, right? I will show you two different aspects here, two different negative scenarios. Okay. One, I am not giving the word, I am not giving the value which is not at all being present in the slot type. If you remember correctly, I will open here, duplicate tab. I go back here. I go back to slot types. I go back to pizza type, right? If you go back here, do we see any Italy? Okay, which word it is? Italina. Okay, I'll copy paste this for your reference. Okay, do you see any values like this? See, these are all possible values, of course, but you, even if the possible where nearest match also is not actually matching here, right? The chatbot will not clearly understand that you are actually giving the value like as like Italian. Okay, see now your type, there is a typo, right? There is a typo. So the bot will not understand it is the right word as like Italian. So what it will expect? It will prompt again stating that what is the value again. Okay, Ital. Okay. Now it is also telling that the word is not correct. Okay. Now what I will do? I will take this Italian. Okay, Italian or ita. Okay, I will take this word ita because let's not go for the left one. Okay, ita. Now let's see. You're able to see, guys. The moment you give the right possible match, okay, we are not giving the right word Italian. Okay, we are giving only the word called ita. Since we have feeded this ita word here, it is the bot is recognizing it as an Italian pizza and giving us this the prompt response. That's it. Now, okay, th. Okay, th. Okay, let's see. Go back to slot types. Where is it? Pizza crust. Leave. Do we see any th value here? No, right? Even if it is for thick or thin, I don't see any here. Okay, let me put L. Okay, so if you see here, large. So where did I give L? The moment I give L, it converts, it understands that we are expecting a large. That's it, large. Okay, now, okay, Coke. Okay, now I see that there is no option called Delhi, but I'm staying in Delhi. So I will get frustrated, obviously, right? I don't see any option called Delhi here. I see only options like Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. What should I do? I don't go and simply order at Chennai because I'm not at Delhi. I'm sorry, I'm not at Chennai, right? So what should I do? I should simply terminate the request, right? What should I do? No. Okay.
Rajesh, I have few questions here.
Yes, Navneet.
So can you scroll down because you have given some questions like the thick crust. So you have given THI and the other
Here.
options like yeah, correct, correct. So is there
Hmm.
any option to give something like thin star or TH star, something like that, or will it take
Wildcard.
those? Yeah, wildcard, correct.
No, no, Navneet. Here it expects only the text only, not the kind of special characters as of now.
Okay, okay. Because normally when we do some cloth shopping or the fashion products, right?
Exactly.
So when we type some product, I mean, let's say Nike has numerous
Hmm.
stuffs. So Nike
Exactly.
star, something like that. You
Exactly.
got my point,
That's
right?
true.
So that would definitely help. I mean, I'm just asking. And the next is, can you go to the current window? What if, let's say,
Hmm.
we have multiple cities. So let's
Hmm.
say, uh, is there any option to consider? We have in almost all the city. There is a
Hmm.
let's say example like the delivery is for this is not for a pizza but for a product. Okay,
Hmm.
for a
Hmm.
fashion product again. Okay,
Hmm.
and if we shall we have an integration with map and have the location geolocation tagging? Just a question.
Yes, it can be
That
possible,
is
but
possible.
not that
Okay.
is possible. But we want to invoke a lambda function for this,
Correct,
Navneet.
because I've seen some applications where it is
Yes,
asking us to give the coordinates or geolocations or the map integration where you can go and see, okay, this is my delivery address, something like that. That
definitely,
is also possible,
definitely.
right?
Yes, yes, definitely. It's
Okay.
actually, that one important aspect is actually increasing nowadays when it comes to chatbot.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
as you rightly prompted, rightly said, right? Nowadays, chatbots are coming with, basic settings of enabling this GPS
Correct.
itself. Because,
Yeah, in UAE, I've
uh,
ordered a new SIM actually through
uh-huh,
Virgin Mobile.
uh-huh,
So what happened was it I didn't talk to anybody.
hmm,
Everything started. It was asking me to share pick the location. Okay.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
the nearby location. And it was
mm-hmm,
asking me to share the, what is that, address.
mm-hmm.
Everything happened in chat actually. I was
Exactly.
totally amazed because, see, this is solving a very big problem in case of
Right.
technology, but this is not allowing any human to get in. I mean, in no human intervention. If you are giving
Exactly.
the answers, you are getting the results.
Exactly. And that too, like, prompt, like, you can definitely save the time. That is most important
See,
factor.
more than
Any
this, I'll tell
customer.
you the yeah, I'll tell you the hard fact. There
Mm,
are what is it? BPO companies in Velacheris, right? Velacheri, Chennai.
mm,
So
mm,
out of
mm.
three or four BPO, one they are fully closing
Oh, okay.
because
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I mean, see
Mm.
the generative AI, chatbot, LLM, all these are technologies. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so normally, like this is very straightforward. Earlier,
Mm,
before the wheels were invented,
mm,
people were using humans,
mm,
horses, donkeys
mm.
to pull the workload, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
once the wheels were invented, all those
Yes.
were replaced by wheels.
Bills. Yes.
Okay,
Of
so
course. Yes.
this what I would say, this is evolution of a humankind actually. Even AI is an
Absolutely.
evolution of humankind because this kind of evolution will definitely happen. Doesn't mean like once the wheels were invested, people who were carrying those stuffs were affected. This was
Exactly.
2000 years ago.
Yes. Of course.
Okay,
Yes. It is
so
giving us lot of
and
flexibility.
still
That's more important.
human beings are surviving because we find
Mm,
we have a tendency to adopt and adopt, learn, and find new opportunities. This is what happening here in Lex Bedrock. I've seen
bedrock.
few use cases with Bedrock
Mm,
on the
mm,
generative AI side where there is a document which
mm-hmm.
is of 7,000 pages. It's a book actually. It's a
Oh.
rule for
Uh-huh.
a building company to follow.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
So,
mm.
so every in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, all these people are having a specific rule for the construction companies. Let's say G plus 8, G plus 15, G plus 20, G plus 100. So
Mm,
these kind of rules are there, and
mm,
these people,
mm-hmm.
like let's say the
Mm,
construction company wants to validate
mm,
their report against the rule. Earlier, it
mm,
was a very complicated thing, and what happened was it takes 1 month for even them to
mm-hmm.
create the validation report and share it with the government. Then government comes and do an inspection and they
Mm.
provide a report. This is what happening here, which takes 6 months roughly. Now there is a
Too tough.
company, yeah, there
Mm-hmm.
is a real estate company
Mm-hmm.
who has actually created a application using Bedrock, okay,
Mm, mm-hmm.
LLM model, where those documents, see, making something digital is very easy, right? It's already digital, but it
Mm.
is
Exactly.
it is taking all the modules of the document, comparing
Mm-hmm.
with the reports they are submitting and providing the discrepancies.
So really fantastic.
Man, this is this
Seriously.
this was done by the humans. Almost
Mm,
15-20 people lost almost
mm.
their job now.
Their jobs, is it? Okay.
Out of 15, they need only
Pathetic.
4 people.
Yes.
But the companies are spending money on it because they save the time. If you
Mm.
see emotionally as an
Mm-hmm.
employee or as
Mm.
a human, yes,
Mm.
emotionally we are losing
Yes,
job.
of
But
course.
when you see business, they
Mm.
want to do it this immediately. If somebody has done this investment, see, like it was for a very big construction company in Dubai. We met 2 weeks ago, and they were
Mm-hmm.
telling, yes, I'm using 15 people and I'm solving it in 3-4 months. Now I have
Mm.
one model which is
Resource.
solving it in 2 days
Mm.
maximum for
Of
even a big
course.
building.
Customer
So
expects such kind of models only, right? Of
correct,
course.
but you
Mm.
see the company's perspective. They
Mm.
are very happy and they can solve the problem and they can save the money. They can release their building
Yes.
faster for
Yes.
the rentals or the
Time to
lease.
market. Correct. Time to
Time to
market is very,
market.
very faster. Faster.
So
Yes.
now this particular company is going to have a great market capitals because of this
Definitely.
invention. This is what
Definitely.
actually
It,
the
it is going
people
to
are.
impact the revenue. Definitely. It's a huge
Yeah,
impact revenue for
people
us.
are actually
Mm.
afraid
Mm.
of AI and other stuffs,
Mm.
but this is natural.
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, when it comes to technology, we want to accept and adopt in such a way how it actually, aligning with business as well as the technology and technically. See, it is
Correct.
not
That
that
is
something like
why, yeah.
people are restricting you to know, you should not learn this because if you learn this, business will get cut short. You will lose job like that. No, the more you upskill yourself, the more you will be powerful, and you will, of course, you will
Secure.
make the business secure. That's what I was about to say. That is more good, right? Obviously. So it is not something going to be harmful to you. That is, of course, it is going to help you in future. You can also learn couple of things. You can train people. It's going to be healthy. It's a win-win situation for
Yeah, actually,
both
yeah,
of us.
job market in India or US will definitely will take a different transition because
Correct.
of all
Correct.
this chatbot AI. Because
Right.
there will be more people who are learning will have the
Hmm.
opportunities.
Right.
This, and the LLM, and see, you have given a very great examples, and what is it, the hands-on based stuff,
Hmm.
which you know this particular contents are being charged almost like for a 2-day workshop for almost
Hmm.
$300 to $400.
Yeah. Yeah, Navneet.
So people have to understand the value of that is one thing.
Right.
And
Right.
this one next year, if you see, everybody will have Gen AI on their LinkedIn profile
Definitely. 10,
because
eight,
this is
7 out of 8, 8 post out of 10. Definitely, we can see that. Definitely, I'm
yeah,
expecting that,
that is
Navneet.
see that is one thing. But at that point, Gen AI will lose their something new will be there, and
Exactly.
every see now if you see
Who knows?
Spark 5 years
At,
before Spark, I was finding very difficult to find a actual Spark guy, okay,
mm,
who
mm,
worked on
mm,
Spark. Now
mm.
last week I got I did a post, I got 400 profiles.
It's too high. That's what
So a
technology.
complicated thing like Spark, a lot of people are knowing. Gen
Mm,
AI, I would say like it is a logical one, and everything are service based, where
mm.
people have to know how to use the service, and
Yes.
uh, and this name Gen AI when it comes right,
Becoming a very high.
everybody gets more into, and they want to become a AI enthusiast. Most of
Correct.
them doesn't even know statistics. That is a different story,
Different
or
story.
a
Yes.
basic machine learning. But Gen AI wraps everything, and it says
Right.
that, okay, you be a human, don't be a
Mm,
superhuman. I'll be a
mm,
superhuman. I'll
mm,
solve the problem for you, which
mm,
means in future everything will
mm.
be like request response.
Request and response. Correct.
So
Exactly.
this is actually making most of the people
Mm,
uh, not to acquire skills, because
mm, mm.
uh, in future the system will have more powerful power than the humans, than the
Exactly. 100% correct.
technologies.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I have one of my friend whom I spoke
Mm,
last week. He
mm-hmm,
is working on a SQL engine,
mm.
which directly creates query when you type the question.
Oh, okay. AI assisted, right?
Yeah, this is already there, but he is making it more efficient. And there is one, Click, right? Click has
Click. Yes.
a bot kind of thing which will
Uh,
create the reports through
mm.
your question, through your speech.
Yes. Prompts. To say correctly, it's
Speech,
prompts.
voice to reports are coming, which
Mm-hmm,
means
mm,
see, let's say you have 500 reports.
mm-hmm.
Not all the 500 reports can be created through your voice to speech.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
But
Right.
250 can be created.
Absolutely. Right.
So the need of human for those 250 are going to be reduced.
Reduced.
The companies,
Exactly.
the bigger companies like Amazon, Microsoft, what is there, who the like the Tableau, MicroStrategy,
Conglomerate.
or IBM, all these companies, when they want to
Mm,
sell their product next version or
mm.
next year renewal, they have to show some improvements. They have to
Right.
show something. The biggest selling area is I have an AI where,
Mm,
see, there is a product. I don't want to mention the product name.
mm-hmm.
That is a very big product, and it has almost 30% of the people working on support of this product,
Uh-huh. Oh,
support and
okay.
operation. This
Mm-hmm.
product is releasing and this 30% is approximately, if you take all over the world, 200K support case. Every
Wow.
companies have this product. Okay. So
Nice.
this particular company is releasing new software next year, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
this year, Q3 or Q4 uh, uh, of this financial year, of this
Mm-hmm.
year in the US. They are going to
Mm.
release a specific module, okay,
Wow.
which
Mm.
is going to cut almost half of their operations.
Oh, is it?
They get more what is that renewal cost, or they get
Ah.
more which means the customer will sign the project for a product for next 3-4 years because of the
Mm.
cost
Mm.
reduction they get through the product. The
Absolutely.
ultimate intention is the
Mm-hmm.
ticket system and the knowledge system will be integrated. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the issues, the solution will be given automatically where you don't have to create the support ticket.
Mm,
If you have to create a support ticket, you just have to click, there will be one module attached.
mm,
Because some customers are open to create a support ticket to internet. Some customers have their restrictions on getting the report, right? So they have a
exactly.
system which
Mm,
downloads the report, send it to
mm,
VScan, bring it back, upload it automatically.
automatically. Right,
So
right, right.
if you
Understood.
upload, if very less human intervention, which means the download will automatically happen. It will, auto analysis will happen, and
Mm,
it's all, man. I have seen the what is it? I helped one of my friend who is
mm-hmm.
actually the head of this particular area
Mm,
7 months ago to
mm,
give certain plans for it, and this is one of
mm,
the plan which he was proposing, and I told
mm,
it's a fantastic one. Now
mm,
he is a product development guy. He developed that
mm,
product.
mm-hmm.
He told in three,
Wow.
4 months, my product will have this particular one implemented, which will reduce 30
Mm,
percentage of the support.
wow. Some amazing, really. Seriously.
And it's full of LLM and Gen AI these guys have
Gen
done.
A stuffs, right? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
If you see nowadays, right? So people are trying to invest their time right on the track of Gen A. So even they know or don't know, it's a different story. But they are trying to start investing their time to at least understand how the model works. We know that
Correct.
this technology will be there for just definitely, maybe like 3 to 5 years. Who knows? As like Gen A, we can also expect like advanced Gen A can also come. But it's subject to norms, subject to difficulties, subject to
This
kind
is a
of
cycle. Yeah, this is a
expectation
cycle.
cycle.
See,
Yes,
you may have
correct.
advanced Gen AI, but this particular component will be in implementation of almost all the companies
Definitely,
for the
definitely.
next 2, 3 years. Still, the
In two
skills
three
are
years for
needed.
sure.
Yeah. So that is
Exactly.
what that is one great. Yeah, okay, you can proceed, Rajesh. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Navneet, for pitching in and giving all the valuable information. Excellent, excellent to hear. So if you see here, right, so as you see, and like a lot of things that we did, one last thing that I would like to help you, like this bot is something where we have developed using Amazon Lex. Yes, of course, it's done, and we can even see the negative test case that we have seen like that, right? Even if some variables which are not actually matching the intent, right? That will during building the bot itself, it will not build at all. It will say that there is a validation issue. But before building negatively, what we can do, there is one third party application. Okay, that's something we call them as communicate. Okay, it is not co, it is ko, communicate. It's a third party application where we can integrate our bot to a website. Okay, that's what communicate. So for this, as like communicate, there is no other alternative or competitor in the market as of now. Communicate is the only one where we can integrate our Amazon Lex bots. It's not only like Lex bots only can be integrated. If you can ask me a question, no, you can still have, maybe this is a page where you can see a couple of things where I have already, if you see, go here. Okay, and before moving on to this, I will tell you a couple of things on communicate. This is actually given as a free sign up for 30 days. Okay, so I'm using as a free demo only for the 30 days, and we cannot use a Gmail or Yahoo or any personal account. We need to have a valid official account, a kind of organization account. Unless or otherwise we don't have an organization account, we cannot able to log in, because this communicate is not intended for personal usage. It is for the business purpose. It's for the B2B and B2C. So you need to have a valid organization account. And then if you see here, there are like couple of options. If you see here, like Compose, Diagflow, AWS, even IBM Watson is still there, right? There are like a lot of options. If you even if you see OpenAI Chat GPT, you can integrate. That's excellent options are there. This communicate, see, this communicate and Amazon console is nowhere related. We are actually trying to use and utilize communicate for integrating our bots whichever we have created. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, if you see here, right, I've already created two more bots. See, right, test pizza, training inquiry, all those things. Now if you see here, okay, let's forget about this. We have successfully built, we have successfully tested, and everything done. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm going to leverage this bot whichever we have created into a third party website. See, this communicate, the beautiful thing about it is, right, so even as Navneet said, as like whenever a customer is expecting in terms of support tickets, is there any SLA like that? Or if the user is expecting a kind of formal notification in any channel like WhatsApp or Facebook or any social media, like that kind of customization, still it's not possible in Amazon Lex. But It can be possible using, leveraging these options like, communicate. Okay. Now I will tell you one good thing, like how to integrate our Amazon Lex bot here. Okay. So how do we do? Simple. Just create a new bot. You can select which kind of bot that you want to communicate with this option. For this, I'm just selecting this. Okay, there are two different options. As I said, right, V1 and V2, version 1 and version 2. V1 is outdated. We don't have couple of options enabled in V1. Try to use V2. Okay, try to use V2. Obviously, only two things that you want to actually prompt and give it while integrating this bot to a communicate website. Okay, the one thing is a key ID and the other one is a key, secret key. Okay, so I have my key here. So if you want to go and select, okay, let me check. So where should I get the keys? Obviously I know that you people know, but still I would like to, show that option as well. So since being I'm here, okay, you can able to see here, right, access key. So these key will be, you can able to, you get this, user here. Okay, so you can get the access key. So now remember that the key should be very active. Okay, if the key is, even if it is created and still it's not active, you cannot able to integrate the bot with the here communicate. Okay, so now I know that my key ID is populated, my access key is given. I want to select at which region I have deployed my bot. So obviously if I go here, the default option for a free tier account, it is not Virginia, it is US East. What should I select? I should select US East. It will recognize automatically. Okay, it will recognize automatically. So now if you see here, what is the name of the bot that we have created? Yes, of course, this is the intent. I'll go back and check the bots. It is not the intent name, guys, it is the name of the bot. Okay, remember that very clearly. So there is a pizza world here. So I'm just simply giving the alias name. You can even type it also, that's not a problem, simply with just giving an alias name. So you want to select which kind of, language. Even if you want to additionally select some more additional languages other than whichever we have chosen here, you can still have that option over here in communicate. Okay, so let's by default let's proceed with English. So I'm giving a name called pizza world. So I'm just creating and selecting all these options. Okay, I'm just selecting this option for some kind of fancy. So this is very important page where you can even hand off the bot to human handoff. Let's say you want to handle, let's say maybe if the bot is somewhat, it is trying to give us the options, the responses, but still the user is expecting to make a conversation to the human, right? Yet sometimes it may happen, right? Sometimes it may not be always possible, but sometimes provided if there is an option there, we need to have an option in our channel, like in communicate website, right? Integration. So there are two options. One is you can enable the bot to have the human handoff, or even disable. So at the moment what I'm going to do, I'm just going to only simplify our process, creating a bot that, so that user is just typing out his or her request, getting the automated response. Even if that response needs to get propagated to a human intervention, like, call to a customer executive, or you need to get a notification in your WhatsApp stating that your request has been successfully placed. Soon a call center executive from our organization will reach you soon. Like kind of, customization that can still be possible. How? Kind of these options like automatic bot to human handoff. Okay, at the moment let's simply clear out very simple options. Finish the bot setup. That's it. The important aspect of using these bots, right? Okay, I will tell you one important aspect. See here, what if you don't have a valid AWS account, you don't go and still, test the bots accordingly, whichever you created or someone created. There is no option. The option, only option that you have, you want to test it, you want to have a valid account. But the case where in communicate, you don't want to do anything at all. Okay, what you do simply, okay, I'll go here, pizza world. I can just simply test this bot. So what I can do, I can just simply copy this link, external link. I can just simply give this link to everybody, right? I can simply give this external link to everybody. See, if this is the case, Amazon is an API where till the API is internally integrated with Amazon console, it is possible. You can do any kind of customization, testing, and everything is possible. Even you can integrate with Bedrock or Q as well. Yes, but if you want to make it as a business perspective, right? You want to somehow integrate with any other third party application as like that. See here, like this. Okay, let me put like this. Hi, that's it. So whatever we have selected here, right? Whatever we are trying to put over here, right? We have tested the application as I remember, right? We are trying to get this like this. Okay, I'll put like Khanna. See, one beautiful thing about here is I can give this link, external link to anybody. So what they can do, they can just simply get the link and they can just test it accordingly, whatever the option. Even I can give this link to you as well in the Teams channel. But before that, let me test out like whether it is actually performing correct or not. Indian, let me put tick. Okay, let me type cake, Hyderabad. I want that to be delivered at 8 p.m. See, simply if you see here, right, the option where you see in Amazon Lex, it just simply gives us the same value as here, like 20 p.m. But if you see here, the value 8 p.m. is actually given the value for whenever when we did the design, button design. Okay, so for 8 p.m., 20 p.m., the actual relevant value is what we have given is 8 p.m. That's why we are getting this 8 p.m. But of course, both seems to be same. Let's not worry about further here. So as like whatever we have tested in the Amazon Lex, we are getting here. Okay, okay. That's it. Thanks, Kana, for reaching us. Your order is placed successfully and it will be delivered shortly. Happy to help you soon. So what I'll do, I'll just copy paste here. Oh. You can even able to get this done, right? So one beautiful thing here is there are like a lot of third party vendors you can even still able to integrate with this communicate. You can even integrate with your any kind of social media like WhatsApp, Facebook or anything like even Instagram also is possible, but that is all comes under in the premium edition, not in the free tier account. So this free tier account only it is possible for a period of 30 days account. So whatever or you do design building all these bots using Amazon Lex, further there is an option using communicate, you can test this accordingly. Simple. So even if you want to have some more attachments, yes, you can just go and attach all these things stuffs will be possible. But whereas in Amazon Lex you cannot do. See, remember that Amazon Lex is somewhere is something where place you can build your bot. Okay, customize your bot accordingly, like various options. You can further enhance your application to the bot accordingly as per the user demand, time to time. Okay, the moment you complete it, you just integrate to communicate and then further make it make it as a business model. That's it. So as of now, as again I'm telling that as an alternative or competitive to communicate, there is no other vendor. Only like so far communicate is the only vendor where it connects to different vendors like Amazon or Facebook or any other, like any vendors, like it just integrates it and gives us the beautiful interface. Okay, any doubts here, guys? Even there is a provision to have the check to understand like what is a dashboard and how many bots we have created and all these stuffs. You can even download it as a PDF as well. See how many bots we have created, how many responses we have created, all kind of such beautiful interfaces are giving here. Even if you want to see and check the conversations, you can still go ahead and check for a particular bot. Let's say you're going for a particular bot. Okay, you see this conversation, you can simply go ahead and check the conversation what you did, and you can even simply convert back to a send let's say you can add an email and you want to add back all these responses to an email, or you want to send a kind of customized notification to an email once the conversation is getting completed. You can just simply click a send and you can just simply go ahead. So all these kind of beautiful enhanced options is possible only in communicate, not in Amazon Lex, guys. Okay, but remember that this is only applicable for a free sign up 30 days. The moment it completes 30 days, you are prompted to enable it only from a organizational, since it's a B2B and B2C model. All right, guys. So even this will be very
Yes, yes,
helpful
yes.
for tracking as well, for in order to make the sometimes, right, if you want to make it as a compliance, you want to, as a quality, you want to make sure that QA is very important thing, right? Quality assurance is very important. So when people are getting used to have the periodic checks, like whether the conversations are healthy or any kind of suspicious activities are going, yes, of course it can happen anytime, right? So those kind of monitoring, those kind of trafficking, right, all these are possible using this communicate website integration. So it's good, actually. Using this communicate option is very, very effective in terms of having a business model. Fantastic, guys. Hope I think this session should give us at least some kind of
Yes, yes, yeah.
useful information.
It was very
Definitely.
well formulated. So what we'll do is we can also I'll upload this in YouTube. I'll also share the link. You can also upload it on your channel.
Definitely,
So
Navneet.
we can I'll post it in LinkedIn once the upload is completed. So
Sure,
the
sure.
more number of people can see this, because this is a very informative video, informative one, Rajesh.
Thanks a lot, Navneet.
Thanks
Definitely, we
for
will we
that.
will we will do a couple of things. As
Yeah,
like
yeah,
as
yeah.
we
We need
discussed,
to have a, yeah, correct.
a lot
I'll
of things are there.
maybe tomorrow Monday we'll have a call evening and we'll see what are the other things we can do together.
Sure, Navneet. Definitely.
Thanks, Rajesh. Thanks, Tapan.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thanks for your participation. Yeah.
Bye-bye.